So when you rise, don't forget to keep your feet on the floor, bro. It's okay to keep your head in the sky. It's okay to dream big. It's okay to go after your dreams. It's okay to be successful in the process of your growth in life. That's what we want, right? So it's okay to have your head as far up in the sky as much as you want, but always stay grounded. Always keep your feet on the ground throughout your walk of life. Never forget where you came from. And one thing never to switch up on is who you are above anything that you possess. Never forget who you are as the man. That is most important. What's most important in your walk of life are not things, not intangibles, not things that you get. You have to actually become more intentional about your choices and start, deciding to do the things that's actually going to be a contribution to the positions and the life and the lifestyle that you want. Therefore, you're going to have to be more intentional when it comes to sitting yourself down and taking your life serious, which means that you're going to have to let go of some old habits, maybe even some old friendships, disconnect from anything that does not serve your growth, that does not get you closer to becoming a better version of yourself in this life, 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 in this life. Dream Drivers Legacy family, welcome back to another YouTube video. It's your boy D, aka the Dream Drivers Legacy General, here to come through with another video inspiring you to live your dream and focus and lock in on your journey of life. And as you can see by the title of today's video, I will be sharing with you guys 5 helpful tips that I truly believe if you apply these efforts into your everyday walk, that over a period of collected actions, over a period of effort, over a period of just being intentional about your walk of life and applying everything that's going to be useful to your growth in life, I truly believe that you will have no choice but to grow. You just got to lock in. And I just want to share with you guys 5 helpful tips that has helped me in my path, in my walk of life, in my journey. And I'm here to share it with you guys here on my channel. And so I have my notes right here. I'm going to get right into it with helpful tip number 1. All right. The biggest helpful tip that I will say when it comes to expanding in life and growing in life is to align your life with God. Why do we want to align with God, and why do we want to prioritize this and put this above all other priorities? Now, one, I'm going to be mindful of the ones who aren't spiritual. I know everyone is not spiritual. So if you are at this point of the video and you want to click off, just hear me out. And if you do, I understand. But again, I understand that not everybody has a relationship with God, cares to have a relationship with God, has the same God that they serve, or even a believer of God. And so again, before going forward, I'm not here to tell you what to do with your life. I'm not here to influence you and tell you who to move with, which God to serve, or none of that. I'm just here to tell you guys the results that happened from my walk of life, what didn't work for me, the things that do work for me, and the results of the things that continues to work for me. And I'm just sharing it with whomever it is that, will pick up what it is that I'm putting down, and hopefully it will be useful and helpful to somebody out there who's watching this video. That said, so why do we want to align with God, and why is this a top priority in our life? Why is this the number one thing that we want to do before we decide what we want to do in life? Reason being is myself as an example. Before I took God serious, meaning like I've always been a believer in God. Like I was raised in the church. I grew up where I understood the importance of incorporating God into my life. So I was never ignorant to the importance of it. But again, I'm younger. And when you're young, you're kind of more so attracted to the external influences as opposed to really knowing that God is almost like your parent who tells you what to do, gives you guidance and nurtures you. But you overlook that because you're more so enticed and influenced with the external things when you go to school, your peers, peer pressure, all of those things. So let's just say before I got to the point where I took God more serious than just only reaching out to him to say my grace, or only reaching out to him in time of need. Like when I really grew to the point where I'm like, let me start this spiritual journey and put God first. That's when everything shifted in my life. That's where alignment happened. That's where direction occurred. That's where I really started to have a better understanding of my life, my purpose, what I'm supposed to do with my life. That's when everything, all of the stars aligned. That's when everything started to actually happen in my life in my favor. And if you know my story, if you watch any of my other videos or some of my other content, I came from, again, coming from a place where I had no idea of my direction in my life, my walk of life, my purpose. But the moment that I set myself down and became intentional when it comes to prioritizing God and putting Him first in my walk of life, that's when everything started to click. That's when everything started to be revealed to me. Understanding started to happen in my life. And that's when purpose began in my life. So I didn't understand what my purpose was before God. I didn't understand what I was supposed to do in my life before God. I didn't understand what my responsibility was before God, what I was supposed to be doing here on this earth before God. So God became the concrete of everything that I'm walking upon, everything that I'm molding and I'm building, and everything that shapes me in my walk of life. So before I could talk about a career, building a career, I have to put God first. I had to put God first and ask God, what do you need me to be doing down here on this earth when it comes to just living my life? And that's when everything started to come to me. So putting God first, prioritizing God really established a sense of purpose in my life. It established a sense of direction, a sense of urgency to do what it is that God called me to do. And it just made things become more crystal clear in my life by incorporating God and bumping Him up the priority list beyond just only going to God when I'm saying my grace or when I'm in time of need, but actually being consciously aware of making sure that He is the centerpiece of my life and everything that I do. And so for me, I will always encourage my peers and everyone to put God first in their life, because again, it's like any journey that you start, just like a baby can't raise itself. It needs direction. It needs guidance. It needs nurturing. And when it comes to trying to figure out this life and your purpose in life, it needs that too. It needs that type of attention as well. It needs direction. It needs some type of energy, some type of compass that's going to help direct you in your path of life, something that's going to help navigate you throughout your whole entire walk of life. So that's the reason why I personally will always put God first and encourage you to do so as well. Number two, I'm going to encourage you to take your life more serious. If you truly want to start evolving and elevating and growing in your life, take it more serious. And what I mean by that is, instead of hanging out at parties on Friday nights, do something in replacement of that time where you once upon a time would go out every Friday night, every Saturday night. Do something in replacement of those times that's going to contribute to your walk of life, your purpose, your growth of life, things that are going to be more so nurturing, things that are going to actually be more productive, as opposed to consuming your time of life, as opposed to consuming your walk of life, consuming your time, your energy, doing the complete opposite and doing things that are going to be more constructive and productive in your life, which ultimately does what? Elevate your life, elevate your purpose, causing you to be more focused, allowing wisdom to set in, allowing yourself to become more of a professional in your professional endeavors, just allowing you to sit yourself down to season yourself, season your life, and become more groomed in your walk of life. So remove those distractions. You'll hear me talk about that in a lot of videos because it's so true. When you remove distractions and actually be intentional when it comes to the things that you truly want to do in your life, the position that you truly want to be in, the dream that you really want to live within, the things that you want to manifest into your life, the relationships, the job, wherever, going back to school, being more locked in on your life purpose, you have to actually become more intentional about your choices and start, deciding to do the things that's actually going to be a contribution to the positions and the life and the lifestyle that you want. Therefore, you're going to have to be more intentional when it comes to sitting yourself down and taking your life serious, which means that you're going to have to let go of some old habits, maybe even some old friendships, disconnect from anything that does not serve your growth, that does not get you closer to becoming a better version of yourself in this life. Number three, now that we're taking our life more serious, I'm going to say this is your time to dedicate towards locking in with everything that you believe in, everything that inspires you, everything that fuels you, everything that you want to move forward with in life, everything that is a dream, considered a dream, everything that is tied to your purpose. You want to actually now be more intentional when it comes to your walk of life, and you want to lock in on it. No playtime. If you're not where you want to be, it's time to work on your purpose. If you're not in the position that you want to be in financially, if you're not in the position that you want to be in when it comes to your responsibilities of life, your job position, your job role, your dream job, wherever it is, if you haven't started that business yet, if your storefront haven't opened up yet, if that cupcake shop has not opened up yet, it's time for you to start locking in on those things, bro, putting yourself in position to get there and start focusing on those things. Again, we are trading off the old time, the things that we used to do, the old habits that we used to invest in, and now we're going to replace it by being intentional about growth at this stage of our life, because again, we're trying to elevate and we're trying to grow. So everything and everyone who you believe believe in, everything that you believe in, the things that you want to do within your life, bro, it's time to start being intentional. It's time to start locking in and going after it and attacking it, bro. Attacking it like a possessed man or young lady, like you're crazy. The world may look at you like you're crazy. Your family, your friends may look at you like you're crazy because they've seen you go from being this person to now being completely dialed in on something that they may or may not see. Whether they can see it or not, it doesn't matter. This is your baby. This is what it is that you believe in, and you're being intentional about locking in and working hard every single day towards manifesting your dreams and working with the things that you truly value, working within your purpose and doing everything that adds value to your life, everything that you dream of, everything that you want to do with your life. It's time to start being more calculated and more intentional and lock in on those things that you truly desire and truly love, and the things that you want to manifest in your life, the growth that you want to manifest in your life. It's time to lock in. It's time to lock in now that we've taken life serious. Let's take our goals and our dreams serious. Now that we're at the point where we realize we have to align ourselves with God, we have to take our life more serious, be more critical in our approach of life. We have to lock in on everything that we believe in, the things that we value, our goals, our dreams, our purpose. Now we have to develop routines. We have to figure out how we're going to get there, how we're going to navigate our way to making these things happen in our life, how we're going to show up for ourselves. So now we have to develop routines and be consistent with them every single day. Develop routines. Things that you're going to intentionally do every single day, being a part of the 5 a.m. club, going to the gym. And then when you go to work, grind in between your grind, meaning when you get your breaks, wherever it is that you want to do with your life, use your breaks to not gossip. Use your breaks to not be casual, just sitting there, just randomly thinking. Be intentional with your 15-minute breaks, because you may get 2 within a day. That's 30 minutes that you've been intentional. You may get a 30-minute lunch or an hour lunch. That's an additional hour, potentially hour 15, hour 30 minutes every single day that you can use the time to devote towards the things that you want to do in your life, the things that you want to manifest and attract in your life. Now you have that block of time, extra time that you could devote towards being on your purpose. Grinding in between your grind. If there's nothing that I can truly preach that is a superpower, that one is. If it's noisy in your environment, if the cafeteria is noisy, find an empty office or go to your freaking car and lock in. For that half hour, for that hour, lock in every single day. Not being casual, but being intentional with it, bro, and doing this on a consistent daily basis, bro. Developing the habits, developing the consistency, having that drive and that fortitude that's going to start showing up in your life. I wrote my book while on my break. 80% of my book that I will eventually introduce to you guys was written at work. I was going to school at the same time. I was getting up in the morning, going to the gym at the same time. I am a husband in this process. I am a father in this process. And the majority of my book was written while at work. Still knocking out my homework from college, knocking out my college homework, bro. I was an A student in college, just from being locked in, just from being consistent, just from developing routines and strategies that no one taught me. I just sat with my own thoughts. Instead of consuming, I sat with my own thoughts and was like, what can I do to be more effective and maximize, my output, the things that I want to get done within a day. I don't want to come home and tackle every single project, especially when I have a family and I have kids to feed. I have a family to feed. I have a wife to feed. I have to stand in the kitchen and cook. How can I maximize my time? So I sat and, this clever idea of, why don't you take your breaks different? Instead of talking with your friends, actually just work on your projects, 15 minutes, your downtime, your lunch breaks. And that was a game changer. And I want to share with you guys. So again, develop routines and be consistent. You know how much break time you get. I'm just sharing with you a superpower of grinding in between your grind to allow more space and a block of time for you to get more work done outside of before work and after work. Superpower, game changer. I highly encourage you guys to do so. Be consistent. You don't have to be perfect. Perfection is not required when it comes to getting results. You just have to be consistent, and you have to be honest about yourself and make sure that you are sitting in the pocket of getting to where you want to get in your life. All right, 5th and final tip. This one may not seem like it's relevant, but trust me, it goes a long way. The 5th tip is to always treat your peers with kindness. Treat everyone around you with kindness. Why is this important when it comes to growing in life? I can share with you several reasons. Number one, it speaks on your character. It speaks on your character. You got to understand, some people actually, as they gain more in life, as they attract success, it swells their head up. They forget where they came from. As they start to rise in life, as they start to, come into money, their business is booming. Some people actually start to lose themselves and treat people around them like they're nothing because they feel like, I don't need you. What do I need you for? Why do I need to treat you right? I'm bigger than you. I'm better than you. I have more than you. I can do more than you. I can travel. I can do whatever. I'm doing what I want to do, which to me, that's when you're losing yourself. You're losing the sense of your morals, your principles, your core values. You got to remember, before the success, you're a person, you're a human being. Above any of that, you are a person, you are a human being, and so are your peers, so are the ones around you. No one is beneath you. So when you rise, don't forget to keep your feet on the floor, bro. It's okay to keep your head in the sky. It's okay to dream big. It's okay to go after your dreams. It's okay to be successful in the process of your growth in life. That's what we want, right? So it's okay to have your head as far up in the sky as much as you want, but always stay grounded. Always keep your feet on the ground throughout your walk of life. Never forget where you came from. And one thing never to switch up on is who you are above anything that you possess. Never forget who you are as the man. That is most important. What's most important in your walk of life are not things, not intangibles, not things that you get. Those things, they come and they go. You can't take them with you in the end. What's important is how you treat people in the process, whether you have or have not. Don't forget to treat people with kindness. And you also will attract growth in your life. And that's it. From treating people kind, again, you're attracting and you're manifesting more growth in your life. You're elevating your life. You're attracting potential business partnerships, sponsorship opportunities, individuals who may want to collab with you or do business with you or pour into your business or invest with you because they like how you rock. They like how kind you are. Kindness goes so far, and it doesn't cost you anything to be kind to others. Don't lose yourself in the process of becoming a great man or a great young lady. Don't lose yourself. No matter how much you get, no matter how much you obtain, no matter how much you value, make sure that you value your morals and your character first, above all. Again, we're putting God first, and God don't like ugly, right? So let's not lose sight of the very first principle, the very first practice, which is putting God above everything. Our walk with God. So let's not lose sight of that. We're putting God first, and we're making sure that we're staying humble and grounded in the process. So make sure that you always are kind to your peers at every stage of your life, and it will continue to offer new growth in your life, abundance in your life, the right relationships in your life, peace within your life. Being kind to others will attract peace within your life and not chaos. You can have money, you can have success, but when you're nasty to others, there's no way in the world that you have peace in your life. What's the point of being nasty to others to begin with? Because clearly something's not right within. But when you're kind to others, first be kind to yourself. That's what I should have added on this list, because how can you be kind to others if you are not kind to yourself? Be kind to yourself, give yourself grace, and be kind to others in your walk of life. And all of these principles is going to grow you and elevate you and make you 1% better in your walk of life. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, come through in the comments, join the family, hit that bell. And I appreciate all the new growth. I appreciate all my day ones, my in-betweens, and we're manifesting new growth here on the channel. I cannot do it without you guys. As always, do what brings life to you. And it's a great chance that you'll bring life to whatever it is that you do. You already know, rain, sleet, or snow. The goal is to hashtag grow. If you guys like videos like this, let me know, and I will continue to come through with these type of videos for you guys. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Peace and blessings. One love. String.